Yasas. What happens when you take two vibrant brothers that are descendants from the Greeks in Constantinople, embracing their American roots, and then ask them to serve up rich tales of traditions, cuisine, childhood memories, and a hearty dose of humor? You're about to find out. This is Baklavine Banter, your passport to all things Greek.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Baklavan Banter. I am pleased to bring back to the show. They are Peter and Alex Barber. Welcome back, guys.
Hello.
Nice to be back.
So you guys will be our last show for 2024 as we're knocking on the door of the new year for 2025. So how have you guys been since we've seen you last?
Oh my God.
Oh, it's been amazing.
Oh.
A great experience.
Yes.
Yep. Carry on.
Well, we had absolutely amazing fun. We've been to countries. We've been to Greece. We've been to Holland. We've been to Belgium. We've been to France. We've been all over the place. And we had an amazing time, as always. And yes, a very nice Christmas with family, didn't we?
Yeah,
And
absolutely fantastic.
we went twice. No, how many times we went? Back and forth within 3 weeks to Greece for paperwork. Now we're officially married, by the way.
What do you mean you officially got married after 20-something years, 30 years?
No, I'll explain.
Yeah, we just got married. So
because of the Brexit situation,
Sure.
I've been banned from being in Greece more than 90 days.
Got it.
Because
Okay.
now I'm a foreigner. Before we were Europeans,
Sure.
but now I'm a foreigner. So we had to I have to apply for a visa. But to apply for a visa, we have to register our marriage at the Greek embassy. It wasn't necessary then, but a few weeks ago we went to the Greek embassy. We finally managed to register our marriage, so we're officially married in Greece.
Yeah, so after 25,
After 25
years, we are officially
we're married again.
Yeah. So we had.
So basically, what I'm hearing, you need a honeymoon.
Well,
Yeah, we did. We
We
did.
went to Amsterdam.
Yeah, we were in Amsterdam.
Excellent.
and the excuse for the trick.
Because nothing keeps a marriage together more than the registry. Did you have any? Did you go to Chippy King?
You can tell. You can tell.
Yes, absolutely. Did you go to? Did you make it to Chippy King there and have some Dutch the fries there?
Oh, but no, the Alex was extremely keen on the space cake. She really wanted to try the space cake, but I wouldn't allow it. I said, "You just leave it alone. You're crazy enough as it is. With a slice of that,
I like
on the
cake
ceiling."
anyway. I like all kinds of cake. So I thought I just want to know how it tastes.
Yeah.
You know that it's like so come lo mancaron, some pita. No, you will not eat it. So I bought it for a friend of mine. A little pieces. They sell them everywhere, even in.
But we were walking through the streets of the red zone, and Alex had disappeared. I looked behind me, and she's tapping on the window of one of the girls behind the red glass,
saying hi,
offering her a coat because she looked cold. The Greek mother goes around Amsterdam.
She didn't like that very much.
You know, it almost, it's almost that's like a TV series all in itself. You know, like you call it like Finding Alex. That's the name of the show. You know, where in the world are you gonna find her? You know,
in a conversation with a young lady in a bikini behind glass.
Oh my God. So, you know, last time when we spoke to you, we talked about for those of you who don't know Peter, and you know, he is an author, and the last time we talked about his books, Parthenon on the Rooftop, and also a Parthenon in Pefki.
Yes.
And when we talked last, you were telling us how you were starting to work on, or you know, you're starting to on your third book, which is going to be published soon.
Yes.
And that one is called The Parthenon Paradox.
Yes.
And as we talked about off air, it's a trilogy, kind of telling your story, not only of your stories being living in Greece, but about bringing two cultures, the British and the Greek culture, together, and your trials and tribulations on what that took over the last 20, 30 years.
Yes.
And in the first book, you talked about, and I'll let you go into this. You could tell this in your own words about when you, as a young teenager, you met Alex. Why don't you tell that story for those who haven't read the books or saw the last interview?
Okay. I was 16 years old, and I was a butcher's boy. So I'd work in the local butcher shop, cleaning the floors, cleaning windows, and just doing the little jobs that youngsters do. Alex was 1 year younger than I, and she would walk to school every morning past my shop window, and she was the most beautiful thing I ever saw in my life. We didn't speak. We just waved at each other in the mornings as she passed, and it was just like a fantasy of mine that I had a crush on this wonderful, beautiful woman that walked past my window every morning. Then one day, one of her friends came into the shop and gave me an invitation to a birthday party, and it was her birthday. So I went to the birthday party, but as Alex answered the door, it was clear she didn't speak a word of English, and she just greeted me in Greek, and her mother translated, and then she disappeared. And that was our only meeting. So I left that party quite disappointed because I really wanted to get to know her.
Oh, don't worry, you found another one.
Not at that party.
Yeah. Oh.
So then years later, you kind of, because if I recall this correctly, both of you then, she moved to Greece, you guys created your own
Yes,
life.
a few days after.
And then how long was it when you reconnected? How many years had passed?
10, 20 years. 20 years.
20 years,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, 20 years.
Wow.
I mean, after I met her at her party, 2 days later, she was gone to Greece. She went back to Greece, and we didn't see each other again. But
Yeah.
I always remembered her. She was always in my mind. It was like destiny was going to bring us together one day. And then 20 years later, the stars aligned and we met again.
Yeah, but we kept some contact, didn't we, in between somewhere along the line? No? No. No. Yes. No.
But in this
We
new
met
book,
again, yes, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but in this new book, you talk about running into her brother.
yes, yeah,
Now, was that the catalyst for bringing you guys
yes, I think
together?
it was. We met outside this house he was pushing a car, and I just gave him a hand to push the car, and it turned out that it was Alex's brother, and I had no idea.
Did you not know that at the time?
No.
So how did that conversation happen?
Well, it was a cold, frosty morning. I was helping him to push the car. Finally, got the car started, and he invited me in for a coffee. So
Okay.
we sat and had a coffee together. We just chatted generally, and then this lady came in the room, and it was Alex's mother. I remembered her from the party that 20 years ago, and we suddenly found out that Alex was actually in the house at the same time.
Ta-da!
And we met again
That,
after 20 years.
when there's I and my brother would tell you this. I don't believe in coincidences.
No.
That was that. Literally, the stars lined up that day
No.
for you. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That really. And when you saw her, did you did your heart stop?
I was terrified as soon as I found out that it was the same Alex that I was just about to meet. He was in the next room. First instinct, I want to run away. I want to leave now, quickly.
Sure.
I have this effect in people.
But as soon as we reconnected, I mean, we hadn't spoken before. The only words I
Yeah.
had was "welcome to my party" in Greek, and that was it. And we'd never
Sure.
said another word to each other. But we remembered each other. Alex remembered me immediately. I remembered her immediately, and we just hit it from then that day.
Now, at this
Mm.
juncture, did she learn English?
Oh, she spoke perfect English then.
I'm from
Okay.
Mexico.
So that's a whole.
I'm a clever kid.
Yeah, yeah,
So that added a whole different dimension then to the.
absolutely. Yes, yeah, yeah. Oh, she when we met, she 25 years ago, she was absolutely crystal clear English, perfect. Yeah.
Mhm. That's
Mm,
amazing when you think
mm,
about it, right?
yeah.
It just
It's,
that
it was
that
an
that's
incredible coincidence, and it was God given.
hundred
Yeah.
percent, 100%. But then in this book, like compared to the other books where you kind of talked about your transitioning to the Greek
Mm,
culture, you kind of talked about more about Alex's learning about British
yes, yes,
culture and how about bringing you out of your shell, being like a typical Brit, you don't show emotion,
yes, yes,
and kind of bringing your emotion out a little more.
yes, yes. Yeah.
Um, Tell us a little about what kind of things would she do to do that? Like,
Okay. Okay. Early in the relationship, when I was coming to Greece, for the first
yeah,
2 years, I was working in England and traveling to Greece every weekend.
yeah, yeah.
So I was flying every Thursday night and coming back every Monday morning to work.
Okay,
Um, and I,
Is anybody hearing this?
not yet.
they will.
Yes.
Should I go on? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You don't know me, guys, right? You don't know me.
So one day I arrived in Athens as normal on the Thursday nights, and the following morning
Mhm,
she said to me, "Right, tonight we're going to a nightclub." So okay, fine, we're going to a nightclub. We arrived at this place, and on the outside was a silhouette of a woman gyrating. We went inside through the curtains, and there was a band and women naked on poles. And she brought me to a strip club. Uh, and not only that, she paid some young lady to sit on my lap and wiggle. And I was incredibly embarrassed. We'd only been together for a few months.
Can you cut this later? And shorten it. Just choose the words you.
We'd only been together for a few months. And
Look, it was fun. It was joke. I thought that will open him up, stretch him out completely.
yeah, and it worked. It worked. It's just pure embarrassment more than anything else. But she needed me to express, to feel, to get out of my stuffiness. So,
mhm.
and that same weekend, she arranged a trip to Mykonos, and I had no idea. I
Okay.
had no idea what Mykonos was all about, and it
Uh
was
huh.
Mykonos during Gay Week, and it she took me through the square full of
Actually, I didn't know it was
dancing.
Gay Week. I said,
Ah,
okay, Mykonos
Hmm.
is a very modern island,
Sure, we
because
believe
Yeah.
it.
some people
Yeah.
think that, us in Greece, we're all villagers and we're not open mind.
Sure.
mm,
And
mm.
okay, we have the villages and not the open mind, but we have the absolutely open mind, even more open mind than other countries,
Yeah,
if you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying.
yeah.
So I want to
Sure.
show him that
But
we have everything here.
but it was
So
a
you have to become everything.
but it was a lovely experience. And then following
Right.
day, it's a nudist beach. Um, I'm
Okay.
this
Ah,
Englishman, reserved Englishman that
with woolen knitted
swimming trunks.
swimming
No, I didn't. No, I'm not that type.
It's okay. It's a joke, a private joke we
No,
have.
she was talking about when I first came to Greece. I couldn't believe how warm the sea was. It was absolutely beautiful. Um, because I
Okay.
was used to swimming in the North Sea in England. North
Sure.
Sea,
Sure.
it's the Arctic Ocean. And when I was a kid,
Yep.
my mother used to give me swimming trunks, a swimming costume that were knitted. So as soon
Wow.
as the swimming costume touched water, the gusset dropped to my ankles, and as I would try to swim, it was like swimming with a parachute. So this is where I got this from.
They knitted swimming trunks.
with wool.
So can you
Excellent.
imagine knitted swimming trunks in Mykonos, Paradise Beach? Cool.
Yeah. So this was Alex's idea of opening me up and making me.
Did it
Yeah,
work?
Yeah, it did. It did. It made me
Mhm.
feel more. It made me. I think it's because
he was more relaxed then.
yeah, I didn't see a jealous person
Okay.
beside me. I saw somebody that wanted me to feel life, to open up, and
Sure.
to be me, not to be restricted, not to have the straitjacket of
Mhm.
formality that I was born with, and it
Yeah.
worked. And the Greek culture really opened me up and made me feel relaxed and happier than I've ever been in my life.
In retrospect, when you look back to your life prior to re-meeting
Hmm.
Alex, do you feel living in the UK you were living a little bit in a bubble?
Yes, absolutely. It was a lot of work, very
It
little
was too
play.
restricted.
Yes,
Too much
exactly.
restriction.
Yeah. It's a typical formality of life here
Yeah.
in England. It was friends
Yeah.
don't talk about anything deep. Friends will talk about football and they talk about the local sports team or something superficial. They don't go into
Yeah.
detail into feelings, to philosophy, or anything else, anything deeper like
Hmm.
that. It's
They keep the distance. That
yeah,
friends, but there is
it's a respectful, friendly distance, but nothing too
a
close.
cube of ice in between.
Yes, yeah.
A cube of
So
ice
you
in
can
between.
imagine me joining a Greek family, a big, loud Greek family with that
Right.
mentality.
Yeah.
It took me a while to actually come out of my shell.
So what can break this great big huge of cube ice
A, strip,
straight away?
a strip club.
Fire! Bring fire in
So,
it. You either burn it and destroy it, or you mend it.
Yeah.
You change
yeah.
it.
Well, it seems like you burned down the house that night.
Yeah. I took the chances,
Right.
and I think it worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I, I- as I move through the book, which it's called the Parthenon Paradox, um, you then go back on to talk about Alexis and how she navigated the British lifestyle,
Mm.
and she joined. You joined the Zumba class,
Yes. Yes.
right? And that I wish I was a fly on the wall to have seen that. So Alex, when you get to this Zumba class, did you sign up just to get out of the house and to like dance? What was the premise for you joining this Zumba class?
Uh, I like dancing. All my life, I
I
used to
know.
like dancing. My auntie was a ballet teacher, and when I
Okay.
was about 5, my mother took me to my auntie, and I was doing ballet, and I was really
Mhm.
good because my auntie said that she's amazing, she's got a talent, and I heard that, and I
Mhm.
took it, very sort of, ooh, I'm good at
Sure.
something. And I kept that, and I like dancing. I always used to dance in front of the mirror, hours and hours. And then I grew up. I went to discos with my cousin. No boys, no drinks, no nothing, just dancing, la
Uh-huh.
la la la, dancing all my life. And then I went to Zumba class, and I liked the Zumba too, and
Mhm.
and that's it.
That's
And
just,
I've become an instructor now as well.
Yeah. And that's the point I'm getting to is did you outdance the instructor there that you forced them to retire
No.
for you to take over?
No, but most of my ladies do ask me to go slower because I do tend to
Yeah.
be a bit faster than
mm,
normal.
So even in this as becoming an instructor in this Zumba class, did you find the British people still a little kind of did they take you like who is this woman with so much energy? Were they taken aback by
I
you?
think I think they enjoy it. They enjoy seeing me, looking at me.
Mhm.
I've got them to the stage that they want to reach what they
Sure.
see, and that's what I want it from them.
I think initially they
To
were
be,
very, very threatened by you, weren't
in
they?
the beginning, yes, maybe,
Mm,
but now they're at this stage that they're happy with themselves and they know they can do it and they can get better and they can reach stages that they never thought before. And that, for me, that's a bingo. That's a success for me. They're doing really great.
100%. 100%.
No.
It's one of those things we don't know what we don't know, and when we infuse a different culture into a completely different culture,
yeah.
uh to kind of we go into something trying to make ourselves feel comfortable with somebody else's culture,
Mm,
and we have the completely different effect where we open up a whole other
yeah.
culture and they acclimate more to you than you do to
Yeah.
them.
I mean, Alex has certainly brought our
You know?
culture here, without a doubt.
Even to
Yeah.
my Zumba ladies, I
Yes, yeah.
motivate them. I bring them little sort of like little presents, little chocolates, little flowers, little this,
Mm,
little that.
mm,
It's
mm,
like,
mm,
maybe they say beware the Greeks with the gifts, but no, the Greeks want to give and they want to
yeah,
give from the heart.
yeah. But
And
but the reason
Yeah.
she qualified was the group was going to be closing down. It was a thing called Zumba Gold, and
Okay.
the people were the older generation who really enjoyed it
Hmm.
and really enjoyed keeping fit. And because the group was going to close down, Alex decided to qualify herself. So she qualified just for this old ladies group, and that's who she
Okay.
teaches now.
yeah, they're really cute. They're the cutest. But I do join other groups as well, but not as a teacher, as
Okay.
a participant. I go
Excellent.
crazy there too.
So I don't want to give away too much of this book, but as we get into the later chapters, and we kind of talked about this in the book, you kind of touched in the previous book, the Parthenon and
Mm,
Pefki. um y- you kind of, and last time we spoke, and this is what brings me to this, is about the storm that hit your home there,
yes,
and the river that ran through your
yes.
property, um and the devastation it had to the
Mm.
property there. um so first of all, how long ago was the storm that kind of wiped out your
It was
property?
in September 2023.
Okay, and was this just a random storm that came through?
Yeah, I mean, it was probably the worst storm they've had for a century there.
Okay.
We were out one day, and all our telephones in the whole village went off with a
Mm-hmm.
warning, weather warning, and
Mm-hmm.
it was a danger to life warning. And
Mm-hmm.
for 2 days, it just rained, storm, lightning, floods, rivers running from the mountains. It was a catastrophe. It was incredible. Everything
Yeah.
was underwater in the whole
Yeah.
village.
I think in Trikala they got it too, all that area.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah. While I was reading this, while I was reading the copy that you sent
Mm,
me, um, the other day I saw it was the 20th anniversary since the tsunami
yes,
hit
yes.
Thailand,
Boxing.
and I was towards the later chapters in your
Mm,
book, and I'm just like, and I'm probably, my mind was probably like thinking, well, I hope it wasn't something like
no,
that where it just kind of devastated your property, and that,
mm,
but it didn't seem like it was that bad.
no, no. We were very lucky. Uh, the next
Yeah.
village along, which is
Hmm.
Gruvers,
No,
Gruvers, the mountain slipped and came down. The mud came down and swamped a lot of the houses, and they had it much worse than us.
Wow.
We drove up to see if we could help, and there were just bulldozers everywhere. There was no water in the village, no
Hmm.
power. Alex and I just didn't know what to do, so we went back to Pefki. We bought all the water we could find in the supermarket, and they
Hmm.
delivered the water. We put the water around in the town square, but it was just devastation everywhere. Um,
Yeah.
Worse than Pefki, but I mean, Pefki was bad enough, but this was worse.
if we
Yeah.
ever get together,
Yeah.
I'll show you photos.
Mm, mm,
Yeah. I look forward to that.
mm, mm.
So, we talked from the in a Parthenon on the rooftop there. We talked about the the intricacies of working government and how how to navigate, how difficult it was with with the inspectors and all that.
Yes.
But you encounter that on a completely different level with what happened with your property there,
Yes.
with not only governments putting up the roadblocks in front of
Uh-huh.
roadblocks, but with neighbors kind of creating an additional roadblocks with you.
Yes.
And you talk about um, the legal
Mm,
ramifications. You had your lawyer
mm,
Sophia, who helped you navigate the process here.
yes.
um, how frustrating was that for
It's
you?
very difficult. In Greece, the problem with law is that you are guilty until you can prove yourself innocent.
Hmm.
So anyone can accuse you of anything they want to, and you've got to prove you didn't do
Hmm.
it. So we had this
Okay.
crazy old lady that lived nearby that, for some reason, accused us of causing the floods in the village. Uh,
Hmm.
Now, this led to our arrest. So, as Alex and I have been arrested, sitting in the police station, trying to prove that we didn't cause this catastrophe in the village.
So we had to
Hmm.
bring in the engineer,
So we've
didn't
had to
we?
bring engineers, we've had to pay land surveyors, we've had to try to clear our name as much as we possibly can, because it's not up to them to prove we did anything wrong. It's up to us to prove we didn't. Um,
Hmm.
and it was a crazy situation, absolutely surreal. But um, at the time, we didn't know which way to go. I mean, it all started because when we had the floods and the garden was devastated and the house was almost destroyed, we
Hmm.
had a town meeting. And at the town meeting, the mayor was there taking questions. So Alex went to the mayor, took the microphone, and asked a question. What are we going to do? Can we protect ourselves? So the mayor said, Alexandra, you can do anything you want to protect yourself. You have my permission. So she said, can we build a barrier against the river so we're not flooded again? And the mayor said, yes, you can. You're fully within your rights to protect yourself again. So everybody heard this. So the following day, we went home. We employed a bulldozer driver to pile up a bund along the side of the river to
Okay.
stop the water. Now, this
Hmm.
lady nearby thought that we were actually putting earth into the river, and her house was further down. So she thought we were going to,
We used the derby of the river, what the river brought
yes,
to clear off
the silt, yeah,
this
yeah. So the silt that was on our land, we just
from the
Okay.
river.
from the river, we just piled it back alongside the river, not in the river,
No,
as
Sure.
a barrier.
Okay.
And the old lady thought that we were blocking the river, so that's when the police turned up and arrested us. Um, and since then, the legal case started and carried on and carried on. We were not allowed to go anywhere near the river. We had to stop all the work in the garden because we were under instructions from the police not to go within 20 meters of the river, which we abided by.
Hmm.
Um, but then it took a turn for the worse because we left for England and we left the builders in the garden clearing up where we can get to, where were
Hmm.
allowed to clean. And the bulldozer driver decided to go up near the river to dig some old wires out of the ground. And the old lady found it. She saw that it was happening. She called the police. The police came along, arrested the bulldozer driver, arrested the electrician
took
that
his license.
yeah, they took his license away from the bulldozer driver, impounded the bulldozer. We were abroad. We were in England, but they issued another warrant for our arrest because the builders were working for us, so we were responsible. So we had to come back and face another arrest and another time in the police station, um,
Midnight Express.
Greek style.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Did they send Interpol for you?
Well, I was actually thinking about that when I was at the airport, trying to come to not going to be arrested. Yeah.
So when you say arrested, did they handcuff
No.
you?
I would have liked them to try.
Okay, this was another
No,
story.
let's see.
The police turned up and knocked at
Yeah.
the door and said to Alex, "Madam, you're under arrest." She said,
No. They said, "Would you like to come with us in the thingy?"
No, at first they said you are under arrest, and you said, "Bugger off! I'm not being arrested. I haven't got time."
Oh, okay. I don't remember very much,
I
guys.
remember that.
But you know,
So this young policeman said, "Well, sorry, but you're under arrest." You said, "I'm not under arrest. I haven't got time to be arrested. Now go away."
yeah.
So he disappeared and came back with his superior officer. Another car turned up with the chief of police, and the chief of police came along and said, "Right, madam, you're under arrest." She said, "You can bugger off too." So
No, they said you have to come to the police station. I said, "No, I don't have time.
yeah.
I have to clear my garden." Maybe some other day. I promise I'll come back. Not today.
Anyway, so the bulldozer driver turned up. He was working in the garden, and he walked past the police, got in his cab, and this chief went up to the bulldozer driver and said, "Are you the bulldozer driver?" And the bulldozer driver said, "I can see why you're the chief of police. Nothing gets past you." So he said, "Right, you're under arrest too." So they arrested him, and then actually the bulldozer driver convinced Alex that, look, they're not going to go away. Let's just come to the police station. Let's get it sorted out. We're in and out, so don't worry about anything. So Alex said to the police officer, "If you tell me we're not under arrest, I'll come." So the chief of police said, "Okay, madam, you're not under arrest. I'm inviting you to the police station." But when we got to the police station, when the door slammed, we were in behind bars, we realised we were under arrest. so that was it, wasn't it?
Yes.
So what was the timeline like from the time you're getting arrested to your attorney, presenting your case to the council to finally give you permission to work on
Well,
the
we
land?
haven't resolved everything yet. We've still got an outstanding court case
We're
against
still
us.
under arrest.
Yeah, we're still officially
Okay.
on bail,
Okay.
if you like. But the timeline was...
That's why we're not going to Greece. No, I'm joking, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Just became a different kind of show.
Actually, coming back to one subject, we did go on the run once. Okay. After
You want to run? I
yeah,
didn't.
I took you on the run. We were fugitives.
When?
Right. We were released from the police station at home for a couple of days, and then our nemesis, the old lady, turns up again.
When I went to kill her.
And I was in the garden. I can hear screams at the end of the garden in the river.
Okay.
So I walked up the end of the garden, and there she is, this old lady with Wellington boots on, in our river, taking photographs of our land. And Alex was not happy.
No, that was the time when she said, "God repaid you."
Yeah.
That was the time where I attacked her.
Yeah.
And I grabbed her from
So the old lady told Alex that it's God's will that we've been repaid for our wrongdoings. This is why our home's going to be destroyed.
I went ding, 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 ding. My brain went ding, ding, ding. Alarm.
Alex went nuts, jumped down in the riverbank, grabbed the old lady by the wrists, and was trying to throw him in the river. So I jumped down and pulled Alex away. So the old lady ran away. But as she ran away, she said, "I'm going to the police to report you for assault." So I thought, okay, going by what we've experienced before, when we've been arrested for something so minor, this old lady goes to the police and reports us for assault. We're definitely going to be in prison this time. So I said, "Look, let's go back to Clavada. Let things cool off, and then once we're away from here, then we can contact the lawyer." So I took Alex physically.
I was not afraid at all going behind bars. If I was justified for the reason, I just pulled her, but my pull was strong.
Yeah.
But because she was sort of unstable, because there were stones and rocks around the river, she wouldn't be like that. So he got really scared in case she got freaks out. Yeah. So he said, "We have to go. We have to go." I said, "Why?
So I took Alex back to Clavada. We contacted the lawyer, and the lawyer made sure that everything was okay for us so we can come back. So we were on the run for about a week then while things settled down, But it was a very tense time, very, very tense.
Yeah. But then you were able to, as things kind of progressed, you were kind of able to kind of rally the
Yes,
neighbors and had an impromptu meeting at your home with the other
yes, yeah,
neighbors
absolutely. Um,
because everybody was having an issue
mm,
navigating the government to rebuild their
yes,
property.
absolutely.
How did it become that you guys became almost the pseudo leaders for this movement?
Well, we were the first,
How did you become the like the like I understand how Alex became the
yeah,
voice, but
yeah.
um, I mean, how did that
Well,
transpire?
Alex, sorry, the our house was one of the worst affected in the village,
Okay.
and we were the only people that were getting trouble with the police. Everyone else was clear of it. So we had to really
We are
take,
the only foreigners
yeah,
as well because we're not from Pefki.
yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
understand? We are Athenian. It's
Yep.
English.
So because we
Yep.
had to bring lawyers, we had to uh,
Topographo,
yeah, organize,
special engineers for
yeah, land surveyors,
city.
drones, all
Yep.
sorts, just to try and clear our name. It was a position at one point where the people from the village were slightly trying to keep out of it because they didn't want to get involved in the village politics. So although they were
Mm-hmm.
very sympathetic to us, they didn't want to show their hand, if you like. Slowly,
Yeah.
slowly, as they saw the more and more injustice piled upon us, and the way they felt about the unfairness of the whole situation, they started to come towards us. And in the end, our lawyers said, "Look, we need you to bring your neighbours together to have a meeting to discuss your case." Um,
Like witnesses.
yeah. So, but a lot of all of our neighbours one day they turned up and we sat around a table and we discussed it. I mean, the first thing the lawyer said to the crowd in our garden was, anyone here think that Alex and Peter have done anything wrong in their garden to cause river flooding? Put your hands up. Not one person showed their hand. So everybody knew it was basically an act of God. It was nothing to do with us, but this
Sure.
crazy
Sure.
person was blaming us for the whole thing, you know. And the
I think she was just afraid in case things will start getting up to the surface to
mm,
find out what's happening exactly with the river, and they're going to see her. I'm going to find 2 or 3 houses. One of that house is hers,
mm,
and she was very afraid in case she actually loses her house
yeah,
because
yeah,
it was right on top of the river.
it
So
was,
she was
yeah,
trying to put all the
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
blame and the focus and the spotlights on anybody than herself.
yeah,
But it was her own fear
mm,
that she was trying to protect her
yeah. I think
house,
so.
but the wrong way.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and it showed that the people that were at the meeting were everyone was 100% with us, but it wasn't just them because all of these people had friends in the village. So as these
Mm-hmm.
people went away from our house, the gossip started spreading around the village of what had actually really gone on, because people were believing the propaganda that we'd actually done something to cause the village to flood. So some people were believing that this was a fact, and this
Mm-hmm.
meeting dispelled all those rumours. So after that, everyone was absolutely with us, and people were leaving bowls of fruit on the doorstep, and people were being extra kind every time we saw someone cross the road to
Mm-hmm.
deliberately shake our hands and smile, and extra kindness after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Did that change your perception,
very much. Yeah,
Peter?
very much so. It showed that there is justice. There may not be justice in courts or the police, but there's justice with human beings
Yeah.
and the
Mm-hmm.
village. So we didn't want to do anything to disturb the harmony within the village. We wanted the village to stay as it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And and then you know, I'm not gonna tell everybody what
Mm.
happens to the book. I don't want to give the book away before everybody reads it. But at the end of this, and we discussed this off air as
Mm.
well, is you you return at the end of this now. You had an opportunity if you wanted to follow up with your so-called
Yes.
nemesis, and you had an opportunity to pursue it further. But once you guys got cleared of any wrongdoing, you let bygones be bygones.
Hey guys, I want to tell you something. The day that we had to go to the police, that they came to arrest us. So at the end, we arrive in the police station. The woman with this lady that caused the whole problem, she had to go in front of us in order to do her confession. What do you call them?
Statement.
Her statement. Now they were going upstairs. It was quite a steep stairs, weren't they? Her husband was a little bit older than her, and he was really trying. He was struggling to go upstairs. Although they were taking me for crucifying, let's say, I said to the husband, "Do you want me to help you? Hold my hand so I can take you up." That changed her husband. I never saw him again. She didn't change. Her eyes, every time she would turn and look, it was like, "I want to eat you alive." But her husband never appeared again.
But after that, he refused to make a statement against you.
He refused it, Just that. It was, and I felt doing it because I know about old people. I have my father, my mother, and so I said, "You want a hand? I give you a hand." That little word, up, how it can change.
It's amazing to me, such random acts of kindness when people least expect.
I don't think that's in the book, by the way. The little detail.
It is.
No.
Oh, is it?
No.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I haven't read the book.
Again, I didn't want to do. I didn't want to give the good part
never
all
reads
away.
my books.
No,
ever.
Yeah.
I'm busy. I'm too busy.
But because she brought it up, and it just kind of goes to show like where I was going with these random acts of kindness, these moments of empathy. How at the end of the day, your own empathy, you've always been empathetic, and it's sometimes a blind person finally sees it. And it's and like I've said to you off. Were you going to say something, Alex?
No. Like we said, a blind person will actually see it. I like that.
Yeah. And like I said to you off air, Peter, like I said, I'm gonna let people read the book when it comes out. I don't want to give too much away. For those of you who haven't read the books, it's an excellent trilogy. The character development on these are great. As always, my favorite is always still your contractor Stavros from the first book. Amazing. And I told you, if this ever comes on, whether it's on television or on the big screen, I would love to play Stavros. I would bring a little like
brilliant. Absolutely.
I would love to bring a little like New York City-ish
No,
very
that'd be great. Oh my God.
It's a very gritty role that can be gritty, slimy, like I feel like I shouldn't shave for like 3 months, and I need to buy shirts that open up down to my belly button, and I need a lot of jewelry. Does that describe him? Because I've never met
have the
man.
part. You have.
Thank you. All right. I don't have to audition. That's great. But that's how I envisioned him when you read the book. But for those of you who haven't read the books, or this is an excellent kind of completion to their story, and it ties everything together from the moment they rekindled their romance and their relationship to the 20-something, almost 30 years afterwards. It is a great series. And Peter, thank you for giving us this opportunity, giving us the sneak peek into this. We really, really appreciate it. So before we wrap this up, I'm going to give you the floor, and two of you, if you have any comments, questions.
We have the floor. Shall we dance?
So I think it's
we don't have a poll for that.
But you're right. It's the completion. It'll be the last Parthenon book. I think I've said everything I need to say now.
Mhm.
The first one was great fun. The second one was a logical follow-on. The
Mhm.
third book is one I had to write. I was going to
Yeah.
write about something else, but this thing happened, this flood happened, so I had to write about it, and that was for
Mhm.
me very important. Um,
Yeah.
and it was really God given because I didn't even have to think about it. I just had to recite it. Basically, what happened. It wasn't. There was nothing artistic about this. This is a step by step description of our experiences during that few months of stress, worry, panic, and a happy ending.
Mhm.
And it was, yeah. I mean, I had to write it. Carry on.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes, it was stressful. Police stressful.
Yeah, I
You
believe it. Yeah.
know.
But it's all worked out well now
Yeah.
because we've got an even more beautiful house than we had before. We worked hard. The
Mhm.
village came together.
We've learned. We've learned a lot.
Yeah. But-
We've learned about people. We've learned how they see us.
mm,
Who is really genuine? Who is not?
yeah. Yeah.
We've learned a
Mhm.
lot, actually.
And there's
Yeah.
something
Huh?
about the Greek people that are exceptional in the world. Um, no one would have done this in any other country. What the kindness and the love
Mhm.
and the help that we received from the people in our village was you couldn't even imagine it. Um,
Yeah.
hopefully, I'll put some of that in the book, some of my feelings in the book, and I hope it
Yeah.
does come through in the book.
It absolutely does. Is there one perception that really is there one thing that you had a certain perception of, and after everything that transpired really changed your mind on something?
No, I think I'd always loved being in the village, but
Mhm.
I always felt slightly foreign in their eyes. Now I don't. Um,
Mhm.
now
Yeah.
I feel part of the village. I feel one of the people, and my overwhelming desire is to give as much back as I possibly can. If ever I can
That's yeah.
get a chance to help these people in any way, these people have helped me, I'll jump at this chance. It's only a
Yeah.
matter of asking, and I'm there. You know, so
Yeah.
You only connect with people
mm.
under
Under
difficult
tragedy,
times.
yeah, yeah. People
Mhm.
unite
Mhm.
under stress, and
People show their true
yes,
humanity
yes.
comes out in those
And these
No,
situations.
people
You know.
showed their humanity, and
Yeah.
99.9% of the village were absolutely wonderful. The 1% didn't matter. The 1%
Yeah.
helped me write an enjoyable
there's
book.
always this
So
1% or
yeah,
Yeah.
but
there's always everywhere.
bless
There's
her,
everywhere.
Yeah.
a book needs a baddie.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Wait,
Like, boy.
wait until the film crew comes into town.
Yeah.
That's going to be another book.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
My 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 last question is for Alex, with everything that transpired with the bureaucracy and have you ever considered running for mayor?
Running from what?
Mayor.
Ah!
I've suggested this.
You told me to do that.
I listen, if you want to
You need a
if you want a
campaign
book,
manager.
okay, listen, I would love to come run your campaign.
I would love
Okay?
to have you.
That because we will bring the film crew just to document that,
Yeah, great one.
I think it'd be
Oh, Alex
fabulous.
is mayor. Oh my God.
Actually, the bigger politicians are not going to like me because I'm going to give everything away more to the people that need, and they're not going to like
Mhm.
that.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
definitely
more of the
non-conformist. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
not going to like that. They're
Yeah.
going to say, "Oh no, this is not correct." Yeah. So I'm not gonna stay alive as a mayor for long. Maybe they're gonna shoot
Yeah.
me.
Like the assassination. Yeah,
because I'm going to be too good, right?
yeah,
Get
yeah.
rid of her. She's useless.
Oh, she would be the best mayor. Absolutely.
So let me see if Soto here. Do you have any questions for them?
No, I think it's I think it's a fascinating story, like you said. It's funny in this conversation that we started as a Hallmark movie and quickly went to mature audiences only, but nevertheless, I think it's yeah, I think it's a fantastic, as my brother said, I think it's a fantastic
Thank
story.
you.
Um, and yeah, I'd love to see it eventually. I think we both would love to see it produced into something
Mm,
because there's a lot. There's an authenticity to
yeah,
it,
thank you.
and I think whenever you have two cultures coming together, it becomes a. Um, I think it resonates
Yeah.
with people. I know we've said before the first time we spoke, the even within our own culture, even being Greek and doing this
Mm,
podcast, we've almost rediscovered our own
yes.
culture and the way people have responded to us, not just the two of you,
Mm,
but others. So I can only imagine how much more of a shock it could be, either to yourself, Peter, coming from another culture, or somebody reading this saying, you know what, I had my own
yeah.
experience
Yeah.
and this resonates with me. So kudos to both of you. Congratulations on,
Thank you.
you know, your life
Thank
story.
you.
But I think it's great.
Thank you so much. It's been great.
So, Peter, if somebody, who would you want to play you?
I think I'm easy. There are 1,000 actors out there that will play me, but who the hell will play Alex? You,
Well, my brother and I have
yes,
discussed
oh,
this.
really?
I know who would play you.
We're already casting for you just in
Okay,
case.
Yeah,
tell me.
we would love. Now, you want to know who our choice is
Yeah,
for
go
you?
on, go on, go on.
Adrian Dunbar.
Really?
Yeah,
Ah,
because he's very lighthearted as well.
okay.
Like you said, Alex is the difficult one. Um, you know, we don't want to necessarily go with an American actress at
No.
all, but where maybe we would go with an unknown
Yes, I
actress.
think so. Yeah.
You know, but I think it's a conversation to have sometime later. We know it's not going to be Angelina
Uh-huh.
Jolie, who sends to
No,
wants to take on all the
uh,
yeah yeah and I'm going to stop the conversation right there because I'm stupid
Well,
stuff's going to start coming
we've
out of
already
my
got
mouth.
half the
And
cast already. We've got the architect. We've got the me.
oh yeah, listen, I got the contractor down.
We're
Like
on.
I'm ready to go. I'm like, you have no idea. I'm not going to shower for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Like I want to smell like I just came out of the taverna, work in the kitchen in the taverna. You know what I mean? There's going to be like a scent of
I don't
souvlaki
think
coming out off of me.
you.
Uh,
I need, and I know the uniform is just like a very dirty white
yes,
T-shirt.
yes.
Something
Yeah, that'll
like
do
that.
nicely. Yes.
Yeah,
We
100%,
discuss wardrobe at a
100%.
later date, but meanwhile, we got the actor. Fantastic.
Exactly, exactly. Well, listen, guys. Thanks for coming by
Thanks.
again. Have a wonderful, wonderful New
Thank
Year.
you so much.
And hopefully we'll see you in the next 6 months. We'll get
Mm,
together.
mm.
We'll come out there and we'll have a great time. And we'll do actually when we meet, we're gonna do an episode in Greece
Yeah,
together.
that'd be
We'll do
And
the Burn
and
by the
and
Sea.
we'll 100%. And I think maybe we'll go stop by the Nemesis house and
great.
you know
Yes,
Yes.
I'll,
With a
Yeah.
camera.
yeah, and I'll bring some lukumadas or something like that.
ci κάνουμε cantada. Θα σου
Yeah.
παίξω μαντολίνο.
Oh God. Okay. Well, listen,
Να
guys. Have a
ξεχάσουμε ένα
wonderful New
κάκι, τι
Year.
θα φάτε ή όχι. Θα φάτε κουραμπιέ.
Eh? Echo. I have some upstairs.
Όχι.
It's like I'm doing a line of cocaine with the powdered
Αύριο,
sugar.
αύριο γαλακτομπούρα.
Listen, Chronia Polam, have a great 2025, and we will talk to you guys
Thanks
soon.
very
Oh,
much.
look. It says,
See you again.
thank you very much. Happy New Year.
Yeah, yes,
Bye, guys.
Yes. Sir.
Bye-bye.